Welcome back, my students, to another episode of Comic Class. And in today's video, guys, I wanted to talk about the new announcement that DC Kids had made, saying that they're going to be making a Batman animated series, a new series created by Bruce Timm alongside J.J. Abrams, which has a lot of people skeptical, me included. So I'm not really a fan of J.J. Abrams' work, with the exception of one movie that I know he made called Super 8. But other than that, I don't really enjoy his films. The Force Awakens is okay, and Rise of Skywalker, I didn't even watch that film, like, no. But the thing I want to talk about wasn't the Batman animated series. Maybe I'll make a video about that when we get more information on that, because Bruce Timm will be working on that, and I believe it's being produced by Matt Reeves. So I really have no worries about it other than J.J. Abrams, so I don't feel like we need to really talk about that. We'll see whenever it's, gets trailer or something. But I really want to talk about Superman series, because Superman got announced for an animated series as well, called My Adventures with Superman or something like that. It looks like Lois Lane and Jimmy Olsen are in the thumbnail, basically, the picture that they gave us, showing Clark, Lois, and Jimmy Olsen. And one thing you're going to notice is the character artwork is very cartoony, very kiddie. So it looks like this is going to be aimed more at a younger audience, and I'll get into that in a little bit. And it looks like Jimmy Olsen has been race swapped, which has a lot of people mad, me included, because I'm really not a fan of swapping races of characters either. I don't think it's something to not watch the series for, but it is something that I do not understand why DC would do that. Especially since Jimmy Olsen is a redheaded, person. They don't really have that many redheaded characters in comics or even cartoons, so I'm really surprised, especially, for a male. You do see redhead, females, but for a male, you don't really see that much. So it makes you wonder why they would change that for a character that doesn't really get that much, a representation of that group of people. But other than that, my main problem with this isn't that, but the fact that this looks like it's going to be aimed towards a very young demographic. And my problem with that is that the Batman animated series has no indication, at least by what we saw with that one poster, that's going to be aimed towards a younger audience. So I made the question, I asked the question, why is it that Superman's being the one that's being targeted towards little kids? I think I speak for a lot of people that are Superman fans when I say that we would love a Superman animated series that focused on Jonathan Kent and Lois Lane and Superman, being a family, Superman being married to Lois Lane and having their son Jonathan. Or even a Super Sons animated series would be amazing as well, with Jonathan and Damian basically being friends and going on adventures and fighting bad guys. There's so many good ideas and good comics that DC has created in the last few years that they could use as source material and make a really good animated series. But instead they're giving us this very kiddie looking, centered Clark Kent, Lois Lane, Jimmy Olsen show. And it just it left a bad taste in my mouth and kind of ruined my day, to be honest with you, or at least made me very disappointed in that Batman's getting this really great treatment, being, it looks like close to the source material, whereas Superman is getting the shaft, and I just don't like that, being a Superman fan. And I am a person that feels like Batman has been way too overexposed. I like Batman, but the disrespect and the type of care that they do not give Superman, who's their flagship hero, that DC, doesn't do these things, really gets me mad. And I'm just hoping that they're going to see the demand for a Superman animated series, basically, and they go ahead and actually greenlight a serious take on Superman, one that pays tribute to the comic books. Like I said, made a post on my Twitter basically saying that, with the Batman show, it looks like it's being inspired by Batman's first appearance, his 1940s look. And there's no reason why Superman, even though Superman didn't have flight, his 1938, I believe, is when he came out, or 1939 look, you could easily have that look and then just incorporate stuff like John Byrne's run with that old costume, and you can have them based off their Golden Age counterparts, basically. And it would be amazing just to see that, and build up from that and get them in their costumes that we all know and love. But going with that Golden Age look could have been an amazing strategy for DC kids or DC whoever's producing this. I think it's HBO Max actually producing these shows. There's so much you can do with the DC universe, and it just saddens me that, you know, we have to get a very good looking Batman show, and then Superman, you know, again, like I said, getting the shaft and having no care given towards him. It's just very sad because Superman's an amazing character, and it feels like he's constantly not being used to his potential. And I really hope that I get to see that, a good animated Superman show that pays tribute to the comics, shows us his rogues gallery, this shows us what Superman stands for, and makes him a very likable and recognizable character in the new generation of kids. Like I said, if this is a kid show, like a very, very kid show, then maybe it'll do its job and expose Superman to a very young audience. And maybe eventually they will do something like the Batman new show that's coming out with I believe it's Bruce Timm. So maybe they'll ask him to do a Superman show. I don't know if the Batman one's a success. Maybe we'll get a new DCAU, basically, that follows this new continuity. But we'll see. Overall, that's just my thoughts, guys. I want to make this quick video. No editing, no nothing. Just, you know, my voice and this picture. Because there's nothing to really, you know, edit. This isn't like some grand video. It's just my thoughts on what I thought about this announcement. Like I said, I'm disappointed right hearing in my voice. And I really hope that DC gets themselves together and greenlets an actual serious, or at least, like I said, that does the comics justice and gives us the Superman family. I don't think people just want Superman anymore. I think the Superman family dynamic is something that I've only read a little bit of, and I absolutely loved it. So I understand people wanting that to be the standard, with Superman finally having a family and just, you know, doing his thing, you know, fighting bad guys and stuff like that. That's what you want to see. That's gonna be all, guys. Until next video, if you're new to the channel, check out my other videos. I usually cover comic book runs and stuff like that. I have full-on comic run reviews on this channel, such as JLA by Grant Morrison, Nick Spencer's Spider-Man, and I'm currently doing Deadly Class by Rick Remender at the moment, trying to complete that entire retrospective. So go check those videos out and subscribe if you're a fan of comic books. And until the next video, guys, God bless you, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.
I am who I'm meant to be. I am who I'm meant to be. Over and out again. My future needed clarity, so I could see how you react.